Have you ever wondered if there's a hidden force shaping your destiny? A mysterious power that draws your deepest desires into reality. In this video, I delve into the unseen energies that govern our lives. Forces that aren't just mystical theories, but are grounded in science. You're about to discover the secret of your own potential. From the depths of your subconscious mind to the everyday choices that you make, you hold the key to transforming your life. But be warned, what you learn today might challenge everything that you think you know about how your reality is manifested. As we venture deeper into the mysteries of the universe and our place within it, I'll share how the law of attraction really works and give you 11 transformative processes that you can begin using today that promise to recalibrate your very essence by shifting your understanding of what it means to truly attract and create your life intentionally. Let's dive in and learn how to see beyond the visible and manipulate the fabric of reality. Scientists have discovered that at the core of everything around us, from the devices that we use to the stars in the sky, are waves of energy that respond to our attention and our focus. This concept, once thought to be purely mystical, has roots in the principles of quantum physics, which shows us how our observations have a direct effect on our environment and what we experience as our manifested reality. By understanding this, we can learn to harness these energies to not only observe, but also create the reality that we want. Let's take a closer look at how this works and how you can apply it in your everyday life to achieve your desires. Modern science, and most notably through the lens of quantum physics, reveals that the act of observing an object can actually affect its state, a phenomenon known as the observer effect. This principle states that particles exist in a state of potential until they are observed. Only then do they assume properties like location or momentum. This discovery bridges the gap between the physical world and our personal experiences, meaning that our conscious attention literally shapes our material reality. Moreover, our focus acts like a signal, directing the flow of energy in our surroundings to align with our thoughts and our emotions. And this is actually a physical process that can be observed in brain science. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections, responds directly to our repeated thoughts and our focus. By consistently focusing on positive or negative thoughts, we reinforce certain neural pathways, essentially programming our brains to perceive and interact with the world in a way that matches our beliefs, and ultimately, the way in which we manifest our experience of reality. In other words, by repeatedly focusing on certain thoughts and emotions, we install patterns of perception and reaction in our brains, much like programming a computer. This mental programming dictates how we interpret events, how we react to challenges, and even the opportunities that we notice around us, turning our ingrained beliefs into self-fulfilling prophecies. This phenomenon, which affects what we are capable of perceiving and experiencing in our external world, is known as selective attention. Selective attention is the process by which our brain prioritizes information that aligns with our existing beliefs, and then filters out anything that contradicts those beliefs. For instance, if someone firmly believes that opportunities are scarce, it's quite likely that they will not notice any potential opportunities that are present around them because their brain is not programmed to look for that. In the same way, if we believe we are unworthy of happiness or success, we will unconsciously overlook or dismiss situations that could lead to these positive outcomes. This is extremely valuable to know because it shows us that opportunities that are likely available can simply be overlooked by the filters that we have established in our minds. The more we reinforce specific patterns through our focus, the more our reality begins to mirror them, demonstrating the powerful role that our minds play in shaping our manifested experience. But by changing our beliefs, through changing our habits of focus, we can expand our perceptual field to include and attract more of the experiences that we desire. This reprogramming is essential if we want to not only see, but also seize the opportunities that align with our manifestation goals. The connection between where we direct our attention, our focus, and the reality that we experience is crucial for understanding the true power of the law of attraction and how it really works. Through changing what we consistently focus on, shifting our mental habits and emotional states, we can alter the course of our lives in very significant ways. By understanding and applying the science of focus and observation, you actively create change and manifest your life in a deliberate and intentional manner. And this is backed by both psychological and physical evidence. Think of the world as being made up of invisible energy waves. These waves only become visible things when we notice them, which means nothing really exists until we actually pay attention to it. Our focus shapes what we create around us, all the way down to the smallest details, guided by the beliefs and the desires hidden deep within our subconscious minds. You can actually have everything you want. And there are many techniques, such as visualization and meditation, that are an important part of manifesting those things. However, if the subconscious mind is cluttered with doubts, like believing we'll never be wealthy, or find love, or achieve our dreams, these negative thoughts prevent our desires from taking shape. Changing these deep-seated beliefs is essential for making our dreams become reality. The problem with many vague descriptions of the law of attraction is that based on how reality is actually created, it doesn't describe the way the process of having what we want truly works, which I'll uncover for you here. Everything in the world exists as an invisible wave of energy until we give it conscious attention. It is our act of observation that gives it form. In other words, consciousness creates our reality. Mind affects matter, and the very first thing that is affected by our thoughts and consciousness is the self and the environment. Everything we experience, see, smell, taste, touch, and hear is sensory input. The subconscious mind immediately associates these sensations with the memory of events that have been stored away for later retrieval. For example, if a specific sound is associated with a pleasant experience, when that sound is heard, the mind will remember that pleasant experience and recall the sensations that correspond with it. This also works for unfavorable associations created from memories, which can negatively block a person on a subconscious level when they're experienced. These are energies that are projected and absorbed, and we become kind of addicted to these feeling states on a cellular level. This in turn creates repeats of specific scenarios, whether those scenarios are something we desire to experience again or not. As humans, the way we observe and what determines exactly what we experience is based on what's in our subconscious minds, which has been created mostly from the sensation and memory of past experience. So you have to consciously put new information into the mind, in the present, to create a new future. Today's science estimates that approximately 95% of our brain's activity is unconscious, meaning that the majority of the decisions that we make, the actions that we take, our emotions, behaviors, and reactions depend on the 95% of the brain activity that lies beyond our conscious awareness. The conscious mind only comprises the remaining 5%. In addition, the brain produces about 25 watts of power, and the subconscious mind transmits this energy as desires, emotions, and impulses. This energy in the subconscious mind is inexhaustible. The brain functions 24 hours per day, all of your life. And here's a critical point to note. When the conscious mind, which you truly consciously wish to experience, and the subconscious mind, which is based on old memories and programs, when these two things are in conflict, the subconscious mind always wins because it holds the most power. For example, when someone makes a conscious decision to stop procrastinating without changing the subconscious desire for avoiding specific tasks, eventually the subconscious mind will win out and revert to what it previously learned, the habit of procrastinating. In this case, the subconscious mind needs to be retrained to value organization and timely action for lasting change to take place. This works for fitness goals and dieting, saving or spending money, finding and sustaining relationships, landing the perfect job or career, and basically any and everything else in our lives. The conscious mind itself has a limited memory, and most of it's short-term. In contrast, the subconscious mind has virtually infinite memory, enough for everything you have and will experience in your life. And this is why it wins out over our conscious desires unless we override it through new habits. Let's talk about one other interesting aspect of the subconscious mind that directly influences what is manifested as experience. The subconscious mind can often be locked in what is termed as change blindness. This is the failure to notice clearly visible alterations to surroundings, which can block out what a person is actively seeking from life. Experiments on change blindness demonstrate how people often fail to notice significant changes in their visual environment, especially when their attention is diverted or they are not expecting changes. One famous experiment that illustrates this phenomenon is the invisible gorilla test, conducted by psychologists Chris Chabris and Dan Simons. In this experiment, participants were asked to count basketball passes amongst players. During the exercise, a person in a gorilla suit walks through the scene. But surprisingly, many participants didn't notice the gorilla because their attention was focused on counting the passes. So what does this have to do with the law of attraction and manifestation? These experiments highlight how our perceptual system can overlook changes in our environment, suggesting that we perceive and remember only a fraction of what the visual details available to us are at any given time. In other words, we are often carelessly unaware of most of what is going on around us, to the point where we can fail to notice obvious changes in our surroundings, including the ones that we've asked for. This is critical to understand when searching for a new reality. Conscious attention is required to see requested changes. In fact, the experiences that you want to manifest are not only a possibility, but are a probability that you've likely missed due to the focus of your conscious awareness, and due to the subconscious filters that align with that, which I'll teach you to change in just a moment. First, it's imperative to understand this. There are two ways in which people tend to focus. One, on what is wanted, and two, on what is unwanted. And many times, people don't even realize that they're focusing on what is unwanted. For example, if a person were asked why it's important for them to save money, they may approach the response in either of two ways. The first response would give all of the reasoning that a saving strategy would enhance that person's life. However, if the focus is on what is not wanted, the response may be something to the effect of, I want to save money because without it I will struggle to make ends meet, I might not have enough money for emergencies, and I'll spend a large amount of my time worrying about finances. In the first case, this person moves towards the goal that's intended. And in the second example, they try to reach the goal by moving away from the opposite of what they want. In other words, they are focusing on what they don't want, which will continue to make that observation the clearer reality. These two ways of focusing the mind create very different outcomes. So it's imperative, if we want to create and manifest the type of life that we truly want to live, that we learn to become consciously aware of which way we do this. The mind figures out how to create what is focused on. When we attempt to move away from what is unwanted, there's actually still focus on it. And the mind takes what we focus on very literally. It assumes that we want whatever we focus on. It doesn't register the negative, and will begin immediately the process of attracting or creating the things that our attention is placed on, providing us with more things in our sensory field that match that, even if it's something that we don't want to experience more of. This type of attention creates an internal map of reality that the mind will always follow. All day, every day, we are placing our attention on something. The ability to focus on specific things and suppress all that is unwanted is the key to controlling your experience and your reality. Controlling our attention and our focus gives us a tremendous amount of power over our reality and can easily be accomplished with practice. To effectively trigger your subconscious mind to automatically seek out more of what brings you joy and happiness, you can implement several psychological techniques and strategies. Following are 11 practical tips and tricks to master this skill and master your reality. Number 1, reevaluate what seems negative to you. By reevaluating what may be deemed as a negative experience, we have the opportunity to focus on the good elements of what seems like a bad event. This trains the mind to begin creating subconscious patterns of looking at only the positive. Remember, what we focus on is what we create in our reality. If the subconscious mind learns through conscious repetition to automatically search for the positive, the perceptual field will be opened up to more positive, and more positive will be attracted into our lives. Number 2, challenge yourself in your free time. During unscheduled free time, many people go into a mode of low-level information processing, in which they worry about things or do mundane tasks, such as watching television. Scheduling things that we enjoy in our free time stops the brain from engaging in the nature of being lazy and reverting to old programming that automatically happens. By scheduling productive things to do in our spare time, we engage in more joy and positively stimulating experiences. With repetition, this triggers the subconscious mind to automatically and continuously look for more of what makes us happy. Number 3, appreciate all the goodness that you see. This is one of the secrets of the happiest people in the world. We see what we look for, and we can train ourselves to be a part of that joy that's always waiting to be had. We don't have to passively wait for happiness to come to us. We can search for it and appreciate what is in front of us now. By offering gratitude and appreciation for all the lovely things that are already present, whether it be the smell of a rose, the giggle of a child, or the $5 bill that we found in an old coat pocket, we can teach the mind what we want from life. As with the other two processes, this practice becomes automatic, and the mind will intentionally seek more of what we are focusing on and make it manifest in our experience of reality. Number 4 is to leverage your environment to constantly remind you of your intentions. Place symbols, colors, or items that represent your goals in frequent sight. For example, if your goal is to travel more, keep a picture of an airplane or travel books in your workspace. These items serve as constant, subtle reminders to keep your focus aligned with your desires. Number 5, go beyond verbal affirmations by using sensory affirmations that engage more of your senses. You can do this by creating a playlist of sounds that bring up the feeling of having achieved your goals, such as the hustle and bustle of a city if you're aiming to travel to busy urban centers. Use scents associated with your goal, like ocean-scented candles for beach destinations. Engage often with these sensory elements while meditating or reflecting on your goals. Number 6, start your day by setting a positive tone with positive priming. This could be through motivational quotes, affirmations, or a short meditation focusing on gratitude. Positive priming in the morning can subtly steer your subconscious mind towards noticing and appreciating positives throughout the day. Number 7, use what is known as habit stacking to your advantage. This is when you link a new desired habit to an already established habit. For instance, if you want to practice mindfulness to enhance happiness, you could stack this practice onto your morning coffee routine. Spend a few minutes meditating right before or after your coffee. This method helps the new habit become automatic, reinforcing your subconscious pursuit of happiness. Number 8, mindful media consumption. Be intentional about the media that you consume. Engage with books, movies, music, and podcasts that uplift and inspire. Your subconscious mind consistently absorbs content from your surroundings, so positive media can program it to mirror these uplifting themes in your daily life. Number 9, visualize often yourself experiencing joy and happiness. Visualization is a powerful tool for conditioning your subconscious mind to recognize and pursue paths that lead to these states. Imagine scenarios where you feel fulfilled and content, and your subconscious will begin to guide you towards making these visions a reality. Number 10, keep a happiness journal. Every day, write down things that made you happy, achievements you're proud of, or even aspects of yourself that you appreciate. This reflection not only boosts your mood in the moment, but also reinforces to your subconscious mind the patterns of recognizing and appreciating joy. And number 11 is to engage with positive psychology exercises that focus on strengths rather than weaknesses. Exercises like writing about your best possible self can encourage your subconscious mind to focus on positive future possibilities and the steps required to achieve them. These strategies involve a combination of direct actions and mindset shifts designed to recalibrate your subconscious mind. By consistently applying these tips, your subconscious mind will gradually learn to automatically seek out and focus on elements that enhance your happiness and well-being. This part of us, the subconscious mind, is beyond our normal awareness, so we have to make a special point to access it. Your conscious mind is meant to be the master, and your subconscious mind is meant to be the genie. Once we learn how to train the subconscious mind to focus on the results that we want, we can make whatever changes that we wish in our lives. In other words, to get anything that you want, you need to change what's in your subconscious mind, the internal map that it always follows. This means that if you don't like what's in your life right now, or you haven't had success manifesting what you want, you can make changes in your subconscious mind through conscious focus and experience a totally different reality, one that is of your choosing and more to your liking. If you haven't seen my free class on how to unlock the secrets of your subconscious mind for unlimited success and abundance in your life, and to learn what successful manifestors do to create their life in very intentional ways, you can check that out through the link in the video description. This class offers some really valuable information on the subconscious mind, including a transformative technique to help you discover limiting subconscious beliefs that may be holding you back from experiencing the life that you wish to live. At the end of the class, you will learn about my exclusive program, but you don't have to sign up if you're not interested. However, it's currently on a limited time sale with a select number of discount codes available. That discount code is also in the video description, and it will be available for a short time. Our filters determine what we pay attention to. We can either use them unconsciously, as many unfortunately do, or we can master them and use them consciously and intentionally. Through conscious practice, our new filters will run unconsciously and automatically, which creates life in a very certain preset way. If we choose to operate our focus consciously and intentionally, we can create whatever we want. It's that simple. The most significant and rewarding aspect of using focus to create what is wanted is mapping out with intention how our future events will manifest. And that is how the law of attraction really works.